pricing regulators such as IPART in New South Wales have worked diligently in association with the water agencies to unravel problems and issues relating to water costs that were a century in the making. The stage has now been reached in New South Wales where consumption charging is now the rule for most rural water. Prices of water-related services now better reflect the costs of providing these services. Prices were set by IPART for bulk water for New South Wales irrigators in 2006, with the objective of fully recovering both the operational and future capital expenditure costs for 95% of the irrigated water that is sold in New South Wales by this financial year, with the price of the remaining water, which is not fully cost recovered, being even higher than the water for which full cost recovery was planned to be achieved. In addition, the structure of irrigated water charges was altered so that the component that is related to the volume of water consumed accounts for 60% of a typical irrigator's bill in a normal year. IPART will be continuing with its work to achieve and maintain cost-effective pricing of bulk water in New South Wales, and has recently commenced its next review of state waters, bulk water prices, along with the prices of the Department of Water and Energy's water resource management activities, and all these new prices will apply from the 1st of July 2010. With the passing of the Commonwealth Water Act in 2007, the ACCC is to take on the role of price regulation in the Murray-Darling Basin. The ACCC has provided its final advice to the Federal Minister for Climate Change and Water on rules for both infrastructure charges and water planning and management charges, although at the time of writing this paper, the final advice on water planning and management charge rules was not publicly available. Based on its final advice on infrastructure charge rules, the ACCC will take over responsibility for determining state water's charges after IPART makes its next determination, in effect from 2014. However, based on its draft advice on water planning and management charge rules, the ACCC would not determine its Department of Water and Energy's charges at this stage. We at IPART are concerned that legislative shortcomings in the Commonwealth Water Act may limit achievement of full cost recovery. For example, when the ACCC has the power to regulate existing water charges, neither the Minister or the ACCC has the power to require the charge can be introduced. Prices have been set by IPART to recover 88% of the costs of water resource management attributable to the users in 2009-10. However, other states such as Queensland recover far less than this amount. This situation is unfair to New South Wales irrigators and distorts the efficient allocation both of water and other resources. However, a state government could continue to achieve only a low level of cost recovery under the ACCC's rules simply by failing to introduce the relevant charges. The Intergovernmental Agreement on Murray-Darling Reform, which was signed in July 2008, goes some way to address the shortcoming in the legislation. However, we believe that further action by the Commonwealth Government at political level is needed to address the effectiveness of legislation and to ensure the effectiveness of the ACCC's role. IPART is concerned about the Commonwealth Government's own adherence to good pricing policy. For instance, both the Commonwealth and states jointly fund the Murray-Darling Basin Authority for works that clearly benefit farmers. The New South Wales Government's share of these costs is recovered through bulk water charges, where these works benefit farmers. But these costs reflecting pricing rules are not being applied to works funded by the Commonwealth Government, despite its insistence that the states abide by them. There's also a number of payments and concessions made by the Commonwealth to improve the supply of water, such as projects under the Water for Future plan, for which no cost recovery is anticipated.